A moment of silence, boys. A moment of silence for the GFL. For the GFL. We'll never forget you, GFL. We'll never forget you. What's up, boys? Oh yeah, you missed something, mate. You missed something, Chris. Oh man, it's over before it began, boys. It's over before it began. It's over before it began. What's up, Skynet? What's up, Chris? How are you, man? What's up? What's up? Nacho, well done. You officially got first. Let it be seen. Kenny, you bloody ripper. How are you, mate? Good to see you, dude. I love you. Kenny Bilal's good. You made it just in time. Me too, dude. I was waiting for the glorious battle between Tony Ferguson and Dylan Dennis. I'm a little bit disappointed too, Chris. What's up, Toad? I don't believe the GFL would ever happen at the start, but they slowly convinced me of the dream just to take it away when I finally believed. I know, dude. I know, it's so sad. Seriously though, is anyone else pooping right now? I'm considering pooping, but I've committed to the 1 hour stream and then I'll poop afterwards, Larry. Good to see you, dude. How are you? Is anyone really surprised that the GFL is going under? No, Bilal, I don't think anyone is surprised. Maybe Chris Weidman, who left the UFC to go and try an illustrious career at the GFL. Maybe Chris Weidman, but that's about it. Those cards of Unks were going to be... Dude, that main event of Tony Ferguson versus Dylan Dennis would have been goated. It would have been goated. Dude, that first GFL card would have been so goddamn good. Oh, man. We missed out on a massive one. We don't get John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. We don't get Islam Makhachev versus Ilya Topuria. And now we don't get the great GFL card. Just I'm about to go down the toilet just like the GFL. I can't believe how quickly it's over. Oh, I took a 5-leg round robin today with Murad, Paddy, Chase Hooper, and a couple of... Nice one, Kenny. Beautiful. That's bold, brother. That's bold. I'm feeling much better at this giant poop. Thank you, Doug. And yourself. I'm feeling all right. Like I said, I'm a bit backed up myself. If I'm going to be honest, and I should be, I'm a little bit backed up myself. And I'm looking forward to hitting the dunny after this. Tony is the type of guy to cancel a cancelled fight. Dude, Tony's the type of guy, he's still going to rock up to that arena that they booked. Doesn't matter if no one's there, if there's no lights, if there's no camera, if there's no action. It doesn't matter. They're still going to be there. He's still going to be there, man. You missed my Volt comment, or did you read it and ignore it for fear of it? Is based in... I missed it, dude. Sorry, I was lining up all the GFL stuff. Sorry, dude. Nacho stays goated. He does stay goated. Did it for you again, Chris. Just say Chris was first. I did see that one, so I think I missed it. Chris chatting up members in the Discord trying to... Yep, that's what he does. Rest in piss. I don't know where it is, brother. I've just skipped right over. Volk's talking about his next title defense too much. Just bet the house on Diego via KO in the first round. We're cooked, boys. It's over. Yeah, Volk is... Don't look past Diego Lopez, VolkaMOGvski. Please, God, do not look past Diego Lopez, dude. Oh, my God, can you imagine? Oh, Nacho. Yeah, I heard Volk's pre-press conference. It was a little bit... Too confident? A little bit too confident, you reckon? Love to see the massive... Okay, calm down, mate. Hey, what's up, Captain Rafolio? How are you, dude? We've got terrible news today. Today we're going to be doing a eulogy. What's up, Cayman? How are you, man? Volk is looking in ridiculous shape. He is, brother. He is. Today we're going to be doing a eulogy. I think what we should do is we should look at the GFL news, but then I think we should go around the chat, you know, you, Captain, Cayman, Nacho, Kenny, Chris, Larry... Toad, Bilal, all the regulars. I think we should just write down maybe like what was our one favorite memory of the GFL. You know, for me it was protect your neck. I'm never gonna forget protect your neck. You know, protect your neck. You get respect. No, whatever the other lyrics were. I'm never gonna forget when I saw that CGI spaceship going over LA. and hearing protect your neck 4 or 5 times in a 3-hour draft pick. That's probably what I'm going to miss the most about the GFL. That's probably what I'm going to miss the most about the GFL. Volk is going to destroy Diego. I hope so, Captain. But he could be overlooking Diego because he is very confident that he's going to get in a few title defenses, dude. Chris chatting up members in the Discord. Way! Yes, you are, Chris. I think Dougie should wiggle the... I Googled what is a glizzy last night, Kenny. It's just a hot dog. I thought it would be something more disgusting than that. Good chance I'm wrong, but I believe Islam versus Ilya is next for both of them, and Makhachev and his team are just negotiating for what they know will be a mega fight right now. I truly believe that it does depend on what happens with JDM versus Bilal Muhammad Toad, and I'm going to stick by that, brother. Big pops the cola, but no munch ain't no butt muncher. That's true, Chris. You ain't no butt muncher. Kind of felt like Volk was trying to convince himself of it. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, but I don't know. I do not love the sound of it. Yeah, I mean, Volk has to get in his delusion. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, dude. Volk has to get in his delusion. He has to, like, he has to, dude. Like, he's got to break so many records to win this belt on Saturday. He's got to break the 35-year-old curse, the Nina Drama curse, the 2 losses in a row and winning a championship belt curse. Like, Volk is nothing but uphill right now. Nothing but uphill. My favorite memory was when they leaked the draft an hour before their event, announcing the draft. That was a good one. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Remember that, guys? Remember when the GFL leaked their entire draft an hour early before announcing the draft picks? Oh, that was a good one. Man, Eric, what was your favorite memory of the GFL? We're having a GFL eulogy today. A GFL memorial, a wake for the GFL. Make Izzy eating a glizzy. Yeah, that you could put that request in there for Kenny. Dougie flavored hot dog? Absolutely not. Bryce Mitchell fighting like he is an Israeli going again. Okay, thank you. Yes, Bryce Mitchell has got fire in his eyes, Cayman. Absolute fire. And I like it. I like how Bryce Mitchell is locked in, dude. I really do. I feel like 50 Cent meme right now. What you saying? Fuck me. You say fuck me for? What did I do? Nina sparred with Diego, so her curses are voided, I believe. Or that, or she's just spread the syphilis around to everybody. Who knows, Nacho? If Diego wins, he will go down as... If Diego wins, he will go down as a Jamal Hill type champ. Ilya, Max, and Movzar destroy him. Yeah, he won't be solidified as the true champ until he fights Movzar Evloev. He won't be solidified as the true champ. No, I agree, Toad. I don't know if it'll be quite Jamal Hill levels, you know, but I get what you're saying. He will be one of those kind of champs for sure, dude, until he gets it in there. What's up, TY? How are you, brother? How are you, Paul? How are you, Eric? We're going over a eulogy for the GFL today. We want to know your best moments. My favorite moment was Protect Your Neck, the AI song, over and over again. Nacho's favorite moment was when they leaked the entire draft pick an hour before they did a 3-hour live stream of the draft pick. So we're just burying the GFL today. So just any of your favorite moments about the illustrious run of the GFL. Just like Pride, GFL never dies, TY. So just some of your favorite GFL moments for today's eulogy. Chris, it means deep down he thinks you're sus. I think you're all sus with what you guys post in the Discord. You're a bunch of sus cunts, all of you. Van Zant being in the GFL while in her early 30s. Yeah, that was a good one. Paige Van Zant being in the Grandfathers Fighting League while still being in her early 30s. Yep. We'll never forget Paige Van Zant's massive career in the GFL. Oh, I tried Skynet, but it wasn't coming out right. I had to keep trying until I try again soon. Pray for Tony's wife and kid. Yes, Paul. Pray for Tony's wife again. Now that he doesn't have a training camp or the UFC, God, I hope we don't see Tony Ferguson in the BKFC, but I think we will. Do an impression of CTE Volk talking about how he's ready to take on Lopez, and then he'll be back better than ever during the post-fight interview after getting KO'd by Lopez. Alexander, you've had a great career. I see the gloves are off. Well, what do you reckon, dude? Huh? What? I'm about to get in there, you know? I think Lopez is going to be a big opponent. He's going to be a tough opponent. No, Alexander, the fight's over. You've been knocked out again. What are you saying? He's saying it's Islam bloody Makhachev. I just got to get back in there. I can't take it anymore. Poll the Volk chat or poll the chat. Volk or Lopez? Done, Nacho. Volk or Lopez? Lopez. Will it be Volk, Kings Never Die, or looks like, is it going to be Diego Lopez? Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yo, Volk Fight Week. Let's go, Volky. Yeah, bro, Volko. I agree. This is completely uncalled for and it's disgusting behavior by the dingbat Dougie. It's absolutely called for with the way you guys have been this week. An interim has been one of 2 losses and a vacant title is basically the same difference. I would say a vacant title is better than an interim because it means the person who holds the actual belt isn't even available in the division. So I would say a vacant is more solidified than an interim, Larry. GFL doesn't die, it multiplies. Exactly, Nacho. Like herpes. Favorite moment of the GFL is how it tapped out before it even got into the octagon. That was a good moment. That was good before the GFL. Man, remember how the GFL was completely fucking washed and underwater before it could even make it to its first event? I remember that, Eric. They were good times. TY says, my favorite moment of the GFL was never hearing anything about it. Oh, TY, you've missed out on an epic saga of MMA proportions. An entirely new fight league set to rival the UFC has been born and died in the span of 6 months, acquiring every single retired MMA fighter in its wake. That's it, Dougie. You're definitely getting Dougie napped now. Don't mind that. Where am I? Dougie is the zestiest member of the chat. He likes to rile us all up, then sit back and watch he is a conductor of it. I'm not the conductor of it, Kenny. You literally are. Actually, Tony in the BKFC would be awesome. Memories of the Gaethje fight last round. No, please God, not. No, Paul, please God, no. He's not the conductor, unfortunately, Kenny. Big Ben is pulling his strings. The true puppet master, true Big Ben is behind all of this. People forget, man, Dougie is practically Peyton. How did this happen? How did this? I try and rock up every day, give you guys a fun stream, and this is what I get. Dougie's pussy lips and okay, thank you guys. Hope Diego Lopez wins because then there is a delusional argument he beats Ilya and Movza build-up will be fun because everyone will cope pick him. That is true. People will cope pick Diego. I still hope Volk wins. I've got to go with the home team here, Toad. He is just creeping around chat looking at his very own Frank Ocean to cope. No. Volk. I voted for Volk just to cope. That's the way, Nacho. We have to cope. Voted for and locked Lopez because I like free money. No, Kenny. Volk will win. You've just thrown your money away. Dougie, do you multiply? Oh, you know it, mate. Do you ever worry if you wait too long to have a son, your balls will dry up? No, never. I'm a human male. You got all the time in the world. Molly McCann's on the Mount Rushmore of Spectronominus. Did you see the video? There has been so much news to cover today, guys. Molly McCann might be the second most delusional women's MMA fighter to have ever lived. Bryce Mitchell just started yelling Bible verses at the members of the questions to the press conference today. Bryce Mitchell just started screaming Bible verses, and the GFL has been cancelled. What a 24 hours in MMA we have had. Hey, Dougie, I'm back. If I missed anything? No, just the chat calling me gay as usual. I want Volk to win, but I'm planning on putting a multi on Diego, so something either way. That's fair enough. So either your heart wins or your wallet wins. That's fair enough. Paul Richardson says the GFL, more like good fucking luck, mate. True. Damn, Kenny and Nacho wants to get the dingbat nap now, so what's the point of it anymore if he likes it? It's all part of my plan, mate. Dougie, by default, you're the king of the sus. How am I the fucking king? I guess because they're the sus cunts and it's called Dougie's Corner and I'm Dougie, so yeah, I see the pattern that you're drawing there. Dougie, I'm sorry, I'm honestly laughing so hard at you stopping to say about how you come and chat every day and then read the Pussy Lips comment. It's very, that's all right, Kenny, I don't mind. It really doesn't bother me. Chat has turned both literatively and figuratively. Tell me about it, Paul. It's sus. So while you guys are being zesty as usual, let's read some of the GFL news, the great GFL news. So it started with Where did it start? It started with GFL, Ariel Helwani. So Ariel Helwani leaked news. Where is it? Ariel Helwani leaked news that the GFL has cancelled its first two events that were scheduled for May 24th and 25th in Los Angeles, per multiple sources and confirmed by CSAC Executive Director Andy Foster. There are serious doubts about the future of the promotion. Reached out to the founder, Darren Owen, but there was no reply at this time. Now, Darren Owen has since then given a message to the wider MMA community about what has gone on. He says, our primary investor, now just think about the words that are coming out of Darren's mouth here, right? Just think about the words that are coming out of his mouth here. Our primary investor didn't fulfill his April obligation, which has caused some issues. However, we have a solution in place. We are likely going to have to launch in June, but we are 100% moving forward. Let me tell you guys, as someone who runs their own small business, if someone doesn't pay their deposit, if you have got a hard date for if something needs to be installed by a certain date, and you have got a ridiculous quote, and this is, in layman's terms, a ridiculous quote. They have got all of the retired greats. Anyone with a name in MMA that's been retired has signed up to fight on this card. The amount of money that this card is going to fucking cost, the job that we are looking at here, boys, the reno that we're looking at here, boys, is massive. And you've got a hard date of when to start, and the deposit doesn't get paid from the primary investor on the launch date. This is never fucking happening. This is never ever getting off the ground. This last little section here where it says we're likely going to have to launch in June, but we are 100% moving forward. There is zero chance that this card ever comes together. The GFL is fucking dead. It is dead and over and buried before it even began. Right, let me read you chats, boys. I joke, I kid. I know, Chris, I know we're just playing around. Dougie, I'm sorry, I'm honestly laughing so hard. Chat has turned on you. I feel like you gotta have a kid soon because my dick is shrinking. That shouldn't be happening. In fact, Kenny, as you get older. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I believe in Volk Smudge, but him as champ coming off 2 KO losses is dead. Yeah, well, I mean, like I've been saying, Toad, this entire build-up that people have started to really catch on to this week, Volk always gets touched on the chin. Always gets touched on the chin. How glass is his chin now? We'll find out, baby. We'll find out. Might have to make him for... Okay, that's all right. Can we have a poll on Bryce Mitchell versus Jan Silva? Hell yeah, Paul. Where am I? Done. Okay, cool. Larry. My favorite moment was when the head guy explaining the pay structure and how it will be fair and enable the fighters to make more, but it just made it obvious that what it would really be doing, it'd be subsidizing their losses and making sure the fighters don't make shit. Oh yes, the 50-50 pay structure. Yeah, that's right. We're doing a startup and we're going to split you guys 50% of the profit. We're doing a startup. You guys are going to get 50% of all the profit. Now, does anyone know how many businesses actually turn a profit in the first 5 years? Does anyone know? Dougie Def would hate it, Nacho, because he's been in the corner watching. Okay, thank you, Kenny. So the question is, who scammed who? That's a great question, Toad. I think Darren Owen scammed... I think Darren Owen's plan was to scam the primary investor. I think the primary investor probably has friends in business who have been harassing him for the last 6 months, explaining how this idea of the GFL has literally been tried not once but twice, and it's failed both fucking times. Don't do it. I'm in the mood for loving train wrecks today. GFL is cooked, and I'm looking forward to some of the signed fighters cope. Tony in the BKFC, over worrying about him. Just want the... Tony for the BKFC, I'm over worrying about him. I just want the crazy drama. Anyone else, Paul, anyone else, like Paige Van Zant, chuck her in the BKFC. Fucking Chris Weidman, who left the UFC for the GFL, chuck them in there. Pettis, chuck him in the BKFC. But Tony is going to... It's not even funny to say. Something scary is going to happen to Tony's family when that last shred of brain cell finally leaves his mind. Dougie, did I hear the Ilya versus Arman Sarukian thing? His team is apparently saying they will only fight for the title, yet somehow Ilya said that he was okay fighting for Charles Oliveira. It doesn't make sense. Because him fighting Charles Oliveira, they've probably told him that it's going to be an interim title shot. Just wait and see what happens. It's all one big just wait and see what happens. They'll say, you will fight for a title. It'll be an interim title. Just wait and see what happens. It's all just Palaco. Just Palaco. Bryce is going to whoop that devil and send him back to the 7th layer of hell. Yeah, brother. I watched Ilya versus Volk again. The way Ilya moved in was Predator-like. Just swooped in with the incredible speed, and he pounced on Volk. Yeah, Ilya Tapirio sits down on his punches, and it is... It's fucking brutal, man. It's fucking brutal. So the question is, Cayman, right? Would Ilya Tapiria have knocked out VolkaMOGvski anyway? You guys are all going with Bryce. Beautiful, boys. Beautiful. I love to see it. 78% is going with Bryce. Here's the question, right? Would Ilya Tapiria have still knocked out Alexander VolkaMOGvski even if Volk had never fought Islam? Like, is Ilya really that dangerous? Is he really that dangerous? Would Ilya still have KO'd Volk even if he had not had the Islam fight? Whoa, that's not meant to be playing. There we go. Put that there. Done. There we go. Where am I at? I don't think they need any of the pay for the fighters up front, but yeah, they'll still have to have it for the venue, for the production, etc. I don't think they'll need any of the pay for the fighters up front, but yeah, they'll still have to pay. Yeah, I mean, if they've rented out the venue, like if you've rented out a fucking arena for the 4th of April or whenever it was, if you've rented out an arena, you still need to pay. You can't just be like, oh, our event fell through. The arena is still going to fucking charge you for that. I forgot about the 50-50 pay structure. I guess the fighters owe the GFL money now. Probably. The fucking GFL, mate. Oh my god. A little bit less than they need up front, though, could make the difference. Oh yeah, it'll be a little bit... There'll be a cancellation fee. Everyone can go to the BKFC. Let's send everyone to the BKFC, and then we will start following the BKFC, and things will just be a lot better in the world. Things will be a lot better. Dougie, if you got off a free hat, no, I would not. Because Charles is a way easier fight than Arman. Toad is still on his I hate Charles Oliveira timeline. BRB, Dougie, you got to rip this fat great. BRB, Dougie, I must rip this fatty in honor of the great GFL. RIP to the GFL, boys. RIP to the GFL. RIP. We're going to miss it. Last round one was Bryce. It was Bryce, Patty, Marab, Lopez, and Hooper. I love all of that except for Lopez. He knocked out Max, so of course that's what I think people are. Yeah, 88%, 78%. Yeah, I think it's him knocking out Max is what it is, Spectronominus. That punch knocks out 99% of the flyweight division. I agree. What's up, Cage? How are you, dude? What's up, Blueprint? What's up, guys? How are you guys? We're just going through a little eulogy, guys. We're just sharing our most beloved moments of the GFL. Cage, Blueprint. We're doing a little eulogy, a little rest in peace. A little wake. Just to share some of our moments of what are some of your best memories of the GFL, the Grandfather Fighting League. It's already over before they had their first event. Volk could have won the first Ilya fight if he wrestled because it would have given him somewhere else to go than just backing up. And it would have taken gas out of Ilya, who likes to be low output. Volk could have won the first fight if he wrestled. Well, his plan was to start wrestling in the second round, wasn't it, Toad? But unfortunately, like we were saying, Ilya Topuria sits down on those fucking punches, man, and that is a problem. Cage says, guess what? You're obese. No, Cage, you're obese. You're obese, Cage. I am normal sized. Poor Tony, Blueprint. Dougie be slinging big Lizzie. Okay, thanks, mate. I think Islam head kick would have been a harder hit than Ilya's punch. I think Islam's head kick would have been a harder hit than Ilya's punch. Yes, I agree, Skynet, yeah. I want to say no, but Ilya knows how to find that button, and you can't gas Ilya out as a game plan because he can go 5 rounds. Seems like his power doesn't go away as the rounds go on. No, I know, dude, and it seems like he chips away at your power because he's constantly going for the stomach area. Blueprint is our most inbred member in chat. No, we love Blueprint. Actually, the sad part is Gegard Mousasi still ain't going to fight. He was legit. That is sad. Maybe he will finally come back to the UFC. Finally, he will return home. Bro, will you create those top trump cards again like yesterday? Those top trump cards? Oh, the Pokemon card? That was the plan until we heard about the GFL. Yeah. I heard Bellator is dead. I haven't watched it in a while. Is this true? Bellator is also dead. Yes, Bellator is also dead. Yep, Bryce should be here. Bryce should be a minus 10,000 favorite after today's media day. He looked so locked in. Not the aim, bro. So locked in. Dougie, give me some good faces and hand gestures for the meme. No, Kenny, no. And 1FC is dying. 1FC is also dying. That's true. Ilya's punch landed perfectly on the chin, and Volk didn't see it coming in the way any flyweight or lightweight ever tanks that shot. It's just biology. Ilya's punch landed perfectly on the chin, and Volk didn't see it coming in. Anyway, anyone in flyweight or lightweight, no one in flyweight or lightweight ever tanks that shot. It's just biology. Yeah, it's the way that he sets up his shots, man, with the big meaty overhands. It's fucking brutal. And 1FC is dying. Yep. You can't snipe and move with Ilya. He showed great ability to reposition the guy. That's great at repositioning guys. Yeah, I mean, Ilya does the right thing with his boxing range. He keeps you exactly where he wants you. And notice that he doesn't go for that body overhand head until he has got you backed up against the cage. He has you in like a very specific... It's the same way that like Alex Pereira has a very specific finishing sequence. And it all starts with the low kicks and the calf kicks and then the jab to the body to get you constantly thinking low. And that's where Alex Pereira switches it on you and drops that hook. Ilya Topuria does a very similar thing in the way that he has a sequence that he goes for with these knockouts that you can see him setting up. Chins are a bit of a myth. No, I think like people have great chins. I think some people have great chins. Some people have horrible chins. Two Smelly Fingers. There's going to be a meme in this week's meme review episode of Two Smelly Fingers, someone testing their chin back in an old Tough episode. It's just beautiful. And the PFL will go under in the next couple of years. Yeah, I think the PFL will be dead in 2 or 3 years. You got to remember, Bilal, that the PFL has all of its funding from the Saudis. The Saudis put in like $500,000 into the PFL. But then Dana White buddied up with the Saudis, and now the Saudis are moving all of their money from the PFL into TKO boxing. So once that paycheck from the Saudis stops coming, no one's watching the PFL. Like, we can go to their YouTube channel. No one's watching the PFL. Nacho says, Paul, what do you think of Ilya's repositioning? Yikes, there really isn't a second best MMA league out there besides one, which is apparently also dying as well as the PFL, sadly. No, there isn't. So what's going to happen is you are going to have the UFC as the global promotion, which isn't going to be a promotion. It's going to be a production house for MMA. But then you're going to have regional promotions like Eternal, Cage Warriors, KSI, and Octagon that are going to put on very entertaining, fun shows that will be good for MMA fans to go to in their local city. That's the way the future of MMA looks. The next best contender for combat sports is the BKFC. It would have been funny if the GFL happened and they didn't pay anyone like Influencer Boxing did back in the day. That would have been fucking hilarious, not the aim, bro. If their primary investor didn't even cash any checks at all. 1FC is actually decent since they don't have weight bullies unlike UFC. Maybe it's because the fighters themselves don't have much personality, or their press conferences aren't all that good. It's because most of them don't speak English, Skynet, and a lot of their roster is below 135 pounds. It's a lot of bantamweight, flyweight, and atomweight Muay Thai. And when you have a lot of skinny Asian guys that don't speak English, it's very hard for the Western audience to get on board. But One championship is yet to have a single profitable quarter in the entirety of their business. They are just money laundering for whoever the Asian mafia is these days. You can't back up against Ilya forever. The way to beat him is to either put him on the back foot or go all the way into the clinch for a takedown. Yes, but then people worry because Ilya has got that inherent Brazilian jiu-jitsu and wrestling that we've heard so much about. We haven't seen a lot of it, Toad, but you know what I mean. We've heard a lot about it. Also, Volk usually is stronger in the clinch, so when he's about to be put in the danger zone, he can start bullying these featherweights in the clinch. But Ilya is the same size as Volk and just as he's density maxing. He's got a little bit of pop, and he's density maxing. No, I get you, Cayman. Yeah. And he just seems to be a little bit faster. You know, there's something about being 36 and then being 28. You've just got a slight speed advantage. You know, there is something happens to your body after 35. Where just that speed just starts to drop off a little bit. In a game like Volk's, where it's very pop the jab, get in and get out, when that millisecond of speed starts to fade, then you got a real fucking problem. I kind of feel like Ilya wouldn't have been able to KO Movzar. He's too inbred, doesn't have the gene that makes the brain shut down when it's what's best for him. Could just keep taking a beating and losing brain cells forever. Yeah, I mean, when you're that inbred, you don't really have a brain to shut down. That's why you can't be slept. So you just stay awake no matter what. Larry, what are the odds for Volk and Diego? What are the odds? What's up, Levi Hanks? How are you? We yet to see if Ilya can box/fight backing up. I mean, there were moments in the Jai Herbert fight where he was on the back foot. There were moments in the Jai Herbert fight where he was on the back foot. So, yeah. I mean, it's not 100% true. It's not 100% true. Also, while we're on the topic of the delusion train, we had Molly McCann, who just turned into the queen of delusion last night by saying she changed women's MMA forever. She was a pioneer. No one had ever done it like she had done it. Didn't even fight for a title. Don't even think Molly McCann made it into the top 5. We've had the GFL saying that just because their primary investor hasn't paid their bills 2 months before their main event doesn't mean that things aren't over yet. And now we've got Leon Edwards. Oh, Paul, thank you so much for gifting the memberships, dude. I really appreciate it, man. 5 gifted memberships from Jay Rivera, Steve Rabros. My brother finally got gifted a membership. Lane and Nathan were all gifted memberships. So awesome, man. Where did Molly say that? Oh, not the Ambro, today's video. Shall we play? We'll play the clip from today's video, mate. I'll play the clip from my own video today. So you guys can see it. Good work, Paul. Good work. But before we get into Molly, let's do this one as well. And then let's do the video and then we'll pivot to the other person that was completely delusional. Let's do that. Let's go for that. Okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do YouTube. There we go. Oh my God, it's Dougie within Dougie. It's Dougception. It's Dougception, boys. That's too much. No one wants to see this. That's too much Dougie for anyone to handle. Quality, let's get the quality up. All right, let's have a look. Where is old Molly McCann? Here she is, right here. People do this now because of me stepping into it. Check it out.
Legacy is going to be as a mixed martial artist.
I think I'll be a bit like a Brad Pickett, you know. It'll be like the first one to sustain and to do it. And to, whether people want to admit it or not, change. I might not have, like we say, won the world titles, but I have absolutely had a knock-on effect and a domino effect coming up and coming through with Patrick, for the eyes to be on me and him, for women in this sport.
That's right. She's absolutely had a domino effect and a knock-on effect. She's absolutely changed it for women in the sport. She's absolutely... She's fucking hell. I mean, these fucking MMA fans are just... Oh, they're just these fucking MMA fighters, man. Molly McCann changed the game. Whether people want to admit it or not, I changed the game. Let me read your chats. Dude. So she said that on Sky Sports, not the AM, bro. From what I've seen, Ilya isn't great on the back foot. That's the problem at lightweight because it's hard to be the bully as the smaller guy. Yeah, I mean, Ilya, like I've maintained, Toad, and I agree with you. Ilya Tapuria is in for a real fucking uphill battle at lightweight. Real uphill battle. You got gifted yours to start. Well, thank you for pushing it on forward, Paul. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Good work, Paul. Retarded Rogan's in the chat for Paul. People forget, man. Molly McCann stream rolls the Buffy line. Yeah, she came in overweight, missed weight a bunch. Levi says, what are you guys thinking of the Yair fight? I never watched People, and I've heard he's pretty good, but I know he's older. Whereas Yair is young, but coming off finished losses. I think Pitbull's going to get slept. I think it's just the same thing as Volk. Like, it's a young man's game, especially at the lower divisions, Levi. So, yeah. Strides, oh, God. I got to revisit Ilya Jai. All I remember is him getting dropped on the back. Yeah, he was pressured because Jai was so much bigger and Ilya took it on short notice. Maybe she's talking about in the UK. It didn't, listen, Nacho, I had to listen to the whole fucking interview because I saw this clip just on ACD MMA, but I wanted to hear the whole interview. Yeah, she is sort of alluding to it, but she does also allude to, like, little girls who come up with nothing can now be in MMA because of her. Molly was pretty much Amanda Nunes, man. Man, she better get out of there. The only domino effect she had was the names she was getting called in the MMA Guru. The only domino effect she had, Bilal, is MMA Guru will never be able to interview Paddy Pimblett again. And that's because of Molly McCann's existence. That's the only one. Hate to burst everyone's bubble, but one has not eliminated weight bullying. The hydration tests are completely bogus, and they have let their fighters get away with not passing the hydration tests and not making weight by not passing the hydration test and not making... Yeah, I mean, one is... I'm not surprised to hear it, Larry, and I'm not going to lie. I've heard that theory bandied about a bunch of times, that one championship actually doesn't push the fighters for the hydration test all that much. Yeah, I mean, one is a very shady company. Very, very shady company. In the UK, she definitely is for women's fight. I mean, she's not a pioneer in the UK either. Like, the UK, like, nothing stopped women fighters in the UK before or after her. Whaley is the only women's fighter I am genuinely excited to see fight. She is unreal. I agree with that, Dig. I like Whaley. What's up, Aussie? How are you, brother? How are you, man? I hope you're doing good. How is the Muay Thai? Speaking of one championship in Thailand. I just watched back the Pitbull getting brutally slept in Ryzen not too long ago. He's most likely getting KO'd again unless he grapples. Yeah, so I wouldn't be picking Pitbull. Pitbull. One potential weakness of Ilya is where he does get taken down. His scrambling ability is not that good. When Bryce got him down, he went to the guard. He doesn't scramble instantly like Volk did against Islam. Yeah, he's one of those guys that's quite happy to be on there and play the jiu-jitsu game, and I don't think you can do that when you are getting outsized by Islam Makhachev. He's hard to take down, but if he does get taken down, I haven't seen Ilya just bounce back up. Not off the top of my head, Cayman. Someone might be able to come up with an example. But he never had great grappling in his career, so he never had to use it much, but Yair is soy as fuck. True, but if Pitbull wants to come in and really make a name for himself in the UFC, and like, Pitbull is one of those guys that understands how the game will work. You come in, you perform, you will get given a title shot. You come in, you smush Yair against the cage and win a boring, smudgy decision. The UFC aren't giving you a title shot off that. I hear Pitbull hasn't been in his prime in his last 4 fights. I don't know who the dude is, but I haven't watched his fights for real. He is the greatest Bellator fighter to ever grace the cage. Now, take that with a grain of salt. Bellator is a dog shit company. It was a dog shit promotion. It was the B-leagues of the B-leagues. So to be the greatest of the B-leagues, take that however you want. Pitbull is a goat to the hardcore MMA fans. Hardcore of hardcore. It's like saying Fedor is the greatest heavyweight of all time because he won a bunch of fixed fights in Pride, you know? So you're going to have people that actually look at MMA and go, all right, he was a big fish in a little pond. And then you're going to have people who like to be as hardcore as possible. They want to get their grey faded tap out beanie out of the cupboard, you know, and remember the glory days. I watched every Bellator card and Pitbull would destroy the entire bantam featherweight division in the UFC. So it depends how you want to look at it, Blueprint. Oh my god, someone bought me a based membership. Enjoy it, brother. Enjoy it, dude. Name another UK women's fighter. Pooja Toma, Nacho. Pooja Toma. Any other popular winning female UK... Name any other popular winning UK female fighter. Pooja Toma. Damn nature and great things alike. Going here, bro. Lots of Muay Thai. Super fight. Tonight. Big fight. Super fight. I hope Yair wins. He's one of my favorite strikers. I hope he wins too. Based one. Not paying their fighters. Who cares if they make weight? Who cares if they make a profit? Fucking get in there, you little cunts, and beat the shit out of each other. Ilya doesn't have a great gas tank, but he makes up. Ilya doesn't have a great gas tank, but he makes up for that by being low output and stationary. If he is forced to grapple, his power might not be the same. Doesn't have a great gas tank, but he's forced. Low output? I don't think I'd call Ilya Tapuria low output, Toad. Like it or not, Molly McCann had a 2 spinning elbow KOs in women's fight. That is true. That is a pioneer. She did change the game in that way. There's some dude's whole career. That's true, Chris. That's true. More than chat. Don't even fucking start with comparing Chael the Goat Sonnen to Molly couldn't win a fight. Don't you fucking start, Chris. I will ban you so fucking quick. Oh, you won't even know what happened, mate. It's also kind of like I can scramble in the first and second line of defense, but I'm completely flattened out of my back. I don't really have the answers. It's almost like I'm also kind of like that. I can scramble in the first and second line of defense, but when I'm completely flattened out of my back, I don't really have the answers. Is this what you were talking about, being flattened out on your back yesterday, Cayman? Have you been working on that in the gym? Who the fuck is that girl? The great Pooja Toma. You don't know who the great Pooja Toma is? Pfft. Casual. Guys, Nacho is a fucking casual, boys. Casual. We got a casual check. Doesn't know the great Pooja Toma. Well, it's been proven how easy it is to treat the hydration test, though it's very dangerous, but they really weren't sneaky at all in the last couple of occasions when they let people cheat. Well, they almost let Mikey Musumeci die trying to make weight. It was fucking brutal, mate. People who think Fedor beats Aspinall are fully retarded. The sport evolved. Yeah, but they're just like, they're rose-colored glasses, guys. You know what I mean? They're the type of guys that go, you know, it was so much better back in the day, man. It was so much better back in the day. Bro, I don't know, man. Getting a win column in the UFC is better than just getting messed up. But being in a scrap, people forget, man. Eddie Alvarez didn't get KO'd in the UFC until he beat RDS for the belt. Why are we comparing Molly McCann to Eddie Alvarez and Chael Sonnen? What is going on here? Fedor beat up random guys and got one tapped by a baby uppercut from Dan Henderson. Exactly, dude. The whole Fedor as a top 5 GOAT is fucking ridiculous. There have been times when someone both failed the hydration tests and didn't make weight, and then they redo the test later behind closed doors, and somehow they magically made the weight while being hydrated. Oh, no shit. Is it that bad, Larry? Is it literally like we're going to have a private weigh-in? Yeah, they made it. Everything's fine. I mean, Dan hits hard, but it was barely a power. It wasn't exactly the H-bomb. Dougie is as gay as a rock. Wrong, Kenny. Ilya and low output is such a weird idea. I know, I don't agree with Toad on that one. Big Nog, Krokop, Arlovsky, Tim said, here we go. Here's the fucking old hit. Here we go. That was enough. How much? Honestly, Nacho, how much bait did I have to put out to get you fired up? I was waiting for you to fire up a little bit earlier than that, Nacho, to be fair. You know? That was a lot. I had to string out a lot of fucking bait to catch that Fedor rage. Nacho, who loves Fedor Emelianenko. Nacho, who loves Fedor Emelianenko, says, Big Nog, Krokop, Arlovsky was a lucky name. Tim Silva, Randleman, Mark Hunt aren't just random guys. That's right, guys. Mark Hunt, people forget, the best of the best. I'm pretty high, so it took us as fair enough, dude. It's like, where is Nacho? I've been insulting Fedor for like 5 minutes now. He should have fired up. Are you ready for your boy Paddy to be KO'd? My boy Paddy will be absolutely fine, not the aim, bro, and he is my boy. Molly and Chael have a few similarities. They both think his wife is on. That's a good one, Paul. Nacho only knows Pierre and Yuri. No, Nacho's an old head. I was talking about Pitbull in that comment. You went, oh, sorry, Chris. Fair enough, dude. Sorry. I thought you were still talking about the great Molly McCann. Not lower. Oh, yeah. Now, the next delusional fighter. God, the fighters are in a fucking mood this week, I tell you what. Not low output with his punches, but more with his movement. He's got that style of a guy that knows he has to be careful with his energy. Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. But he's still pressuring forward. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think he dances around, but yeah, then once he really gets his combos going, then he stands down on them. Okay, Nacho, we found a Fedor Glade. Yeah, I knew Nacho was ready to go. Fedor is goated, no doubt, but he can't beat Tom even in his prime. I agree, since we have evolved, and Fedor would get just slept. He'd get slept, man. I want Paddy to win, but being a United fan, it would be funny to see a Scouser get flatlined again. I mean, early rounds, look out for them, Dig. Early rounds. It's very similar because both got hyped up the line fighters that were in other promotions until they got signed to the UFC. It's very familiar because they both got hyped up top of the line fighters that were in other promotions until they got signed to the UFC. Yeah, it is weird how they're doing a similar thing with Kayla Harrison, right, Chris? Mark Hunt is a fat Samoan with heavy hands. True. People forget, man, Morales was twice the size of DJ. Sent a couple of pics in Discord. All right, nice. Goated, but still, yep. Aspinall's too fast, big, and skilled for even a prime Fedor. Exactly. Arlovsky was a juiced Russian, and while that was terrifying, dangerous, that's all he was. I mean, the Arlovsky win was an amazing win. It was an amazing win. But they didn't see Pitbull getting the belt because he was past his prime. Eddie still has a decent amount left in his prime in the UFC. Eddie still had a decent amount left in his prime in the UFC. Yeah, and that's the problem, right? Like, all of Pitbull's best moments are at Bellator, so people don't see it. You know, now it just sort of disappears into the sunset. And that's why Leon Edwards has the most aesthetic downfall. Yeah, so Leon Edwards posted to his Instagram, still him, Mr. Headshot, Mr. fucking Headshot. Still him, Mr. Headshot, win or learn. Now, Leon Edwards didn't throw a single fucking strike in the second round of his last fight. Like, yes, Leon, you are a shredded, aesthetic Ziz. You are. Cunts everywhere admiring, bruh. But, Leon, you are definitely not still him, bro. Aspinall finishes Prime Fedor in one round. I agree, yeah. I'd probably favour Aspinall over a Prime Fedor due to his size, but the way Tom leaves his chin up, would be surprised to see if Fedor ducks underneath it and clips him. I could see Fedor blasting a double leg on Aspinall. I could see that, man. What if JDM went to the BKFC? It would be fucking devastating for anyone in his path. Anyone in his path is getting destroyed. Watch out, Michael by KO. Mikhail Pereira by KO. Trust. Also, wouldn't be surprised to see Fedor throw Tom around and catch a sub. People forget, man. Yeah, I could see him blasting a double leg, but I could see Tom Aspinall knowing how to get up. Like, back then, Fedor looked so dominant because he was in there against a whole bunch of Japanese brawlers. They didn't know shit about wrestling. Tom Aspinall understands wrestling, you know what I mean? Ilya waits a bit between going for his combo, so he typically spends like 30 seconds to a minute, very low output, and then pours it on when he finds his Yeah, that is a good way to say it, Toad. That's a very good way to say it, dude. Yeah. Leon has been him for a while. He'd be nowhere if Kamaru learned how to block a head kick. Leon hasn't been him for a while. He'd be nowhere if Kamaru hadn't learned how to block a head kick. Yeah, very true, Levi. But that not the cloth of which this man was cut. I wonder what the reactions to this are. Probably brutal, right? Probably fucking brutal. Win or learn, bro can't even accept a defeat. He will never get better. True. That's a grown man. What a fucking bum. They're just sharing the stats. Horrible stats. Learn what? Need a new gym, maybe? This reminds me of Conor McGregor tweeting, good fight, we'll get him in the rematch after the fucking Khabib fight. Oh my god. Headshot gimmick is very, very late. Oh my god, yeah. Worst champion in UFC history? People forget, man. Raquel Pennington. People forget Raquel Pennington. Worst champ in UFC history. Oh, and the best price you can get for Volk currently is a -125 or $1.80 if those of you who love Stream Freedom and a... Dude, why are you writing all of it like this? The best price that you can get for Volk currently is a -125 or $1.80 for those of you that are not living in freedom. I get where you're at. And a plus 110 or $2.10 for Lopez. Ooh, man. A lot of people are really betting Volk. Listen, Larry, I'd be putting money on Diego Lopez, boys. I'd have a sprinkle on Diego Lopez if I was you. I would. They're good odds for someone who could probably chin Volk, right? Imagine Leon Rocky Edwards versus Alexander Drago Volkov. Volkov would fucking kill him, mate. Why didn't Usman beat him in the trilogy? That's a good point. That's a good point. For sure, but mostly because Kayla has that judo Olympic background like Ronda. UFC is trying to find a new one of her. I don't think people rate Mr. Harrison's PFL career too much. No, they don't. That is true, but they should rate it more. They should rate it more. Because of the bad knee. Of course, Kamaru Usman's out of his prime because he's got bad knees, yet can take Khamzat Chimaev to a draw on 11 days' notice. Is Khamzat Chimaev cooked or is he not? Especially she lost that other fellow especially since she lost to that other fellow dude in her last fight. Yeah, Kayla Harrison's last performance was not impressive. In PFL. Yeah, oh, right. I thought you meant in her last mid-level fight in the UFC. His name seemed fine against Khamzat. Thank you, Nacho. Great minds. Think alike. I'm eerily confident Bryce wins literally because he went through situations where he says God gave him science consistently. Yeah, no, Bryce is going to win. I've got a surprise for Bryce Mitchell, boys. I've got a surprise for the fight. I have a fucking surprise for the Bryce Mitchell fight, boys. Don't worry about that. We're going to enjoy. We are going to be enjoying UFC 314, boys. It's going to be, we are going to fucking enjoy it. I got a surprise for you guys. Fedor was a fat middleweight, most skilled and athletic blob of all time, but he was still a blob. He was still a blob. Doug is the ultimate JDM simp. It's hilarious, but I love to see. Of course, dude. He's a fucking savage boxer that's beaten his way all the way up to a short notice title shot. Not a short notice title shot, but he's punched his way to a title shot through a fucking broken forearm, dude. Of course, I'm a JDM enjoyer. Of course. Where am I at? No, not the knees are bad. You must not have no, not his knees are bad. You must not have okay, sorry, leave up. I usually pick based on the skill, but in the Old Testament, it's true. David, Joshua, and all the godly warriors call on God for help in battle. Bryce expresses the same thing. It's saying, if Bryce Mitchell cuts Jan Silva and he is bathed in the blood of the Lord when he sleeps silver, we need to have a serious conversation in the MMA community about the power of Jesus Christ. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to leave that right there. But should that fucking happen, it is time. You know how everyone on the east side of the globe rallies around Mecca? It is time for everybody in the Western Hemisphere. We'll get into it in the post-fight. Let's not count our fucking Bibles before they've dropped from the heavens. But I'm just saying, if he is covered in the blood of the Lord, he's got very bad knees, so bad that he can't fight anyone for years. Gaethje catches a body in bare knuckle. I'm a Gaethje Glazer. Gaethje catches a body in bare knuckle. I'm a Gaethje Glazer. Gaethje in bare knuckle would be brutal, man. But guys, Leon Edwards said headshot dead. Guys, does anyone play R6 in it? What's R6, Dig? I got Diego by KO in at the first. I got Diego by KO in the first at $13. Oof, fuck, that hurts. Pereira in the BKFC, that would really show his boxing though. That would be great. I love BKFC. We're going to start getting into BKFC more and more on the channel. To the retards who don't understand betting in main events, you'll never bet on essentially pick 'em fights pre-fight and wait for the lives. Here we go. To the retards who don't understand betting in main events, you never bet and essentially pick 'em fights pre-fight. You wait for the lives. You get way better odds and probably can get plus money on both sides. Okay, so not the Ambro is saying hold your tickets until the fight actually starts. And Dig says Jesus is gay. We'll find out that night. I have a picture with Jan Silver. I saw him at the airport after Seattle. I hope he wins. All right, Levi. Fair enough, dude. You can hope that he wins. This is what makes sport fun. You go for your team. We go for our team. We insult each other. It's a great fucking time. I like the stream you fuckwits. Like the stream you fuckwits. We're going to get out of here soon, but before we get out of here, I think it's only fair that we do it one more time since we have got more people in the chat. I think it's fair that we do it one more time since we've got more people in the chat. Just enjoy, boys. Just absolutely enjoy. man, I love that so much. Oh, man. Over before it began, hey, boys? Over before it began. All right, I'll read your chats. Fucking GFL. Like the stream, guys. Like the stream. I once had a JDM. No. Stop playing that. That's enough. Enough of that. No more of that. No more. We're done with the GFL. I once had JDM as the best boxer in the UFC until Ilya outboxed and slept Mac. No, JDM's still the best boxer in the UFC. If Bryce wins this weekend, there is no damn way I'm not going to church on it. Hey, that's the spirit, Chris. Bryce will be punished for declaring Christian man Jan Silver an evil demon and a fake Christian. That's not his call to make. Oh, Toad, I like that's good lore. That's good storyline from Toad. It's not Bryce's call to see who is an evil Christian. That's a good storyline from Toad. Only a couple of books have props so far, but looks like you can get Lopez by KO for $4. Also, very interestingly, you can get Lopez over 0.5 takedowns for $3.75. Interesting. I would go with the KO, dude. The Volk is very good at shucking off takedowns. I would go with the KO. Absolutely, man. Watching Silver fights, I reckon if Bryce chooses to grapple, he'll get it easy. Your call on Bryce being covered in the blood of the Lord is MMA prophecy for the ages. We just got to wait now, Paul. But yeah, I think Bryce will get the takedown. I also hope Bryce wins for Big Hal. Fucking what a quick turnaround from Levi. Regarding what you said about streams getting shut down yesterday, hopefully Dana signs with Netflix and they just do all the pay-per-views on there like the WWE does. Hopefully, dude, that'll make things a lot easier. But then we'll have to start stealing BKFC streams. Although, like I said to you guys, I'm considering just paying for some BKFC streams and sprinkling in BKFC content. Like I did at the end of today's video, sprinkling in the Molly McCann. I'm thinking about adding in some BKFC flavor. For fuck's sake, I was looking forward to the slow-mo for I Know, dude. Imagine Tony's reaction to this. The GFL fucking piece of shit. I know, dude. I know. All around me are familiar faces, worn out faces. Tired faces. Dougie, the irony of that video is that people actually... Dougie, the irony of that video is that's for people that actually... That is true, Paul. That's for actual fallen vets. Oh, no shit, dude. That is ironic. Do you like Alexa Grasso's feet? No, not really, Yog. You're going to get both for Money Live, at least not at the same time. But yeah, when round finishes, it's very much on the table. You're taking a big risk if you're not getting it. Bet the dog pre-fight. And then when Volk goes to plus money, then you can hedge. Larry knows. Larry's 3 steps ahead of the game. It's not Jan Silver's call to defend the... like a good boy, but he did it anyway. True Joe Hogan, and it's good to see you, Joe Hogan. I hope you're well, dude. Oh my god, I still have faith in the GFL happening. It'll never fucking happening. Dougie Duck, I loved that movie, mate. All right, boys. That is it. Great stream. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here so much. If you guys want to tag me in any news on Twitter, there's my Twitter handle down there. We can share the news on the screen. If you want to send me any memes for the members' meme reviews, you can always hit me up on my Instagram, which is down there. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. I have got a fucking surprise for you guys on Sunday for the UFC 314 stream. So if you want to pop in at any point and say hi during that would be great. I will be trying to live stream again tomorrow. And if the weather's good, I'm going to go for another run in the mountains on Saturday, but we'll see what happens. So, there will be at least one more stream before we get to UFC 314. Get rid of the Diddy and the Herbert Burns. Nobody uses them. True, dude. We're going to come up with some new storylines, Nacho. Yeah, that's something that we can work on next week. Oh yeah, Chris likes the Diddy one. Chris does use the Diddy one, not the Diddy. Yeah, we'll get rid of Herbert Burns. I don't know, dude. Alex really likes the Herbert. You know what? We'll talk about it next week. But yeah, this was a great stream. We had a really, really good stream. That was a funny stream, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you guys all have a good night, good day, good Arvo. Nacho, have a good Arvo. Bilal, have a good Arvo. Chris, have a good night in Canada. You butter those fucking Pop-Tarts. And wherever you guys have I only learned that's a Diddy one. That's a Diddy one. It's Herb Dean with a yellow card saying to Diddy. But everyone, you have a good night wherever you are, or a good day. If you're in England, Europe, you have a good day. If you're in America, have a good night. If you're in Australia, have a fucking good Arvo, cunt. If you're in Australia, have a fucking good arvo, boys. How you fucking going? And I'll see you in tomorrow's video and in a later stream. Bye, boys. Bye.